Have you ever wondered if you could actually slow down the aging process? I'm not talking about magic potions or weird fads, but real, hard science. Well, today we're going to break it down, drawing from the work of Dr. Eric Topol. He's literally one of the most cited medical researchers on the planet to get to the evidence-based truth about longevity.
So let's just get right to it. Here's the big question. Can you really, based on solid evidence, add something like 7 to 10 healthy years to your life? According to Dr. Topol, the answer is a huge, resounding yes, but it's probably not how you think.
Because before we get to the how, we've got to cut through all the noise. Dr. Topol has this great phrase for it. He calls it the longevity circus. It's filled with what he calls carnival barker scientists, making these wild claims and pushing expensive, unproven stuff. It's a total mess of anti-aging hype.
All right, so that's our first mission here, to separate that hype from the hard evidence. We're going to look at the trendy things Dr. Topol warns us about and explore why the science, at least for humans, just isn't there yet.
You've probably seen these things pop up on your social media feed, right? Things like NAD+ supplements, or that wild idea of getting infusions of young plasma. Dr. Topol is super clear on this. While some of this stuff might look promising in mice, there is just no solid proof it works for people. And what's worse, some of it carries serious risks, like suppressing your immune system or even potentially upping your risk for cancer. No thank you.
And the hype isn't just about pills and potions. It's about testing, too. You see celebrities going on about these super expensive full-body MRI scans. But the science actually shows this kind of shotgun approach often creates more problems, leading to false positives and a whole bunch of unnecessary risky procedures. The smart path, the evidence-based one, is targeted prevention. It's about using tools like inexpensive polygenic risk scores to understand your specific risks based on your data, not just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks.
So, if we're supposed to ignore all the expensive tests and unproven supplements, what is the goal here? Well, this brings us to a really crucial shift in how we think about all this. The focus shouldn't just be on your lifespan, how long you live, but on maximizing your health span.
So what on earth is health span? It's actually really simple. It's the number of years you can live in good health, feeling strong, vibrant, and free from all those chronic diseases that we tend to associate with getting older. It's about the quality of your years, not just the sheer quantity.
And what are those diseases that cut our health span short? Well, for the most part, it boils down to what Dr. Topol calls the big three: age-related cancers, cardiovascular diseases like heart attacks and strokes, and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's.
Now, here's the really incredible part. These diseases, they don't just show up out of nowhere one day. They have a silent incubation period. We're talking 20 years or even more. That huge long runway, well, that's our critical window of opportunity. It's our chance to step in and prevent or dramatically delay these diseases from ever really taking hold.
And this brings us to the actual solution. It's not a magic pill, but something Dr. Topol calls the Lifestyle Plus prescription. Think of this as the real, evidence-backed roadmap to a longer health span. And you know what? It starts with the absolute fundamentals.
Let's just start with a number that is, well, it's pretty staggering. According to a huge study called the Global Burden of Disease, a mind-blowing 22% of all deaths on the planet, that's more than 1 in every 5, are linked to a poor diet. Nutrition is everything.
And here's the core of the problem. For so many of us, up to 70% of our diet is made up of ultra-processed foods. The stuff that's basically engineered in a lab, not grown on a farm. These foods promote body-wide inflammation, and inflammation is a key driver of the aging process and those diseases we're trying to avoid.
Okay, now for some really good news. What's the single most powerful tool we have in our arsenal? Well, Dr. Topol's research points to one thing above all else. He says exercise is the only thing we know of that is proven to lower our biological age. It literally makes our bodies function as if they're younger than their calendar age. How cool is that?
So what does that look like in real life? The prescription is actually pretty simple and totally doable. Just aim for at least 30 minutes of aerobic activity, like a brisk walk, 5 times a week. Toss in some resistance training a couple times a week to keep your muscles strong, and hey, don't forget simple balance exercises, like just standing on one leg while you brush your teeth.
Now for the third pillar of the lifestyle basics: sleep. It's not just about how many hours you get, it's all about the quality. Making deep, restorative sleep a priority is absolutely critical. It helps clear out toxins from the brain, it keeps your hormones balanced, and it makes sure all of your body's internal clocks are running on time. But wait, remember what it's called? Lifestyle Plus. The prescription goes beyond just diet, exercise, and sleep. The plus part is all about our mental and social well-being, which, it turns out, have a huge physical impact on how we age. And these plus factors might be the most overlooked part of the whole equation. We're talking about things like fostering real social connections, finding healthy ways to manage stress, and even just spending a little time in nature. These are not just nice-to-haves. They have been scientifically proven to lead to healthier aging.
I mean, just take a look at this data. As we get older, the amount of time we spend alone tends to shoot way up. And this isn't just a social issue, it's a legitimate health issue. Research clearly shows that the human bond is a powerful shield against disease, and loneliness can have a very real, negative physical impact on our bodies.
It's the exact same story with stress. When stress becomes chronic, when it's just there all the time, it's not just in your head. It sets off a physical chain reaction, cranking up that body-wide inflammation we keep talking about and messing with your immune system, which is your #1 defense against aging.
So what's the payoff for all of this? After you've cut through the hype, focused on the real science, and put in the work, what do you actually get? Well, let's look at the incredible result. Here it is, that number again. Study after study confirms this. When you consistently apply these Lifestyle Plus factors, you can add 7 to 10 additional years of healthy, vibrant life. That's it. That is the incredible, evidence-based prize.
And I know what some of you might be thinking. Well, that's great, but it's too late for me. The science says that's just not true. Of course, starting early gives you the biggest bang for your buck, but Dr. Topple makes it clear that you will still see major benefits even if you start making these changes at age 70 or 80. It is never, ever too late.
You know, what this all really adds up to is a monumental shift in how we think about medicine. We're finally moving away from just treating diseases after they show up and into this incredible era of true primary prevention, using what we know to stop those diseases before they ever even get started.
In the end, the secret to a longer, healthier life isn't hidden in some expensive supplement or a futuristic therapy. The science is so clear. The real power is in the daily choices we make to prevent disease before it begins. So the only question left really is, what's your first step going to be?